This is y log number 20, and we're going to be multiplying polynomials. So we have two terms, x to the 7th and x plus 5. What we're doing here is we're just going to multiply this and distribute it to each term of this factor. So what we get as a result is x to the 7th times x plus x to the 7th plus, x to the 7th times 5. As a result, you get x to the 8th power plus 5x to the 7th. Moving on. You have 8t squared, 2t cubed plus t to the 5th power. Now, this may look challenging, but all you got to do is you got to just distribute this term to each of the terms here. So 8t squared times 2t cubed plus 8t squared times t to the 5th power. Now, when given this, you know that 8 times 2 is just 16. T squared times t cubed is just t to the 5th power, because they have the same base, and you just have to add the two bases together. Now, you have to remember to put the plus sign. And since there is no coefficient in front of t, actually there is a coefficient, but it's just 1, we know that 8 times 1 is just 8. Now, t being the same base, we have to just add these two exponents together, and you get t to the 7th power. As a result, you get 16t to the 5th power plus 8t to the 7th power. And that's our result. That's our answer for this problem. Moving on. Now we're going to be factoring in terms of the x squared plus bx plus c format. Now, how do we factor x squared plus 11x plus 18? Well, we just got to find factors of 18 that will multiply into 18, hence the term factor, and we have to find factors in which it will equal 11x. So obviously, 1 times 18 is a factor, 2 times 9 is a factor, 3 times 6, and that should be about it. Now, let's try 1 times 18. If we do x plus 18 times x plus 1, that does give us 18, but it doesn't give us 11x. So we got to get rid of that. That doesn't work. Let's try 2 times 9. X plus 2 times x plus 9. In that case, it does work, because 2 times 9 is 18, and 2x plus 9x plus 2x is 11x. So we know that our answer is x plus 2 times x plus 9. Moving on. Now you have x squared minus 4x plus 3. In this case, you have to notice that this is a negative. So you also have to include the negative factors of 3. So not only is it 1, 3, but also negative 1, negative 3. And we already know that it's not going to be 1, 3 since it's a negative. So since both of these terms are positive, we can just get rid of them. Now let's try negative 1, negative 3. X minus 3 times x minus 1. Negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. But if we add the in-between terms, you get negative 3x minus x, which is negative 4x. And that's actually this term over here. So what we can say is that x minus 3 times x minus 1 is the factored form of x squared minus 4x plus 3. And that would be our answer. Moving on. Now you have q times q plus 19 equals negative 34. Now what this is telling you is that this is an equation. So what this will give you is an actual answer for q. So q times q, which is q squared, since you're distributing q to each term, you get plus 19q equals negative 34. Well, now, what you always want to do when you have this situation is to leave one side at 0. So for instance, q squared plus 19q, and in this case, plus 34. And leave it at 0 so we can factor this out. So what are common factors of 34? Well, how about 1 times 34, which we know is not going to help us in that case, so we can just cross that out. Let's try 2. 2 times 17. Well, that does, if this does work, then it will add up to 19q. So let's try it. Q plus 2 times q plus 17. Does that work? Yes, it does, because 2q plus 17q, 2q plus 17q is equal to 19q, which is this. So what we can say is that q plus 2, q plus 17 is equal to 0. Now, since it equals to 0, using our zero product property, that we have learned previously, we can say that q is equal to q plus 2 is equal to 0, q plus 17 is equal to 0. Henceforth, q is equal to negative 2 and q is equal to negative 17. And those are your two answers. And that's about it for Whylock number 20. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's.